What's up, guys? How you doing today? Today I want to go over my Tracker Grizzly 1648. I want to kind of show you how we started from a bare bones boat as soon as we bought it from Bass Pro Shops to what we have now. Try and give you a couple ideas, and maybe you want to try and rig yours up the same way, maybe a little bit different. Let's dive into it and take a look. So if you guys have never been to my channel before, but you like fishing, tackle reviews, boat reviews, anything else that involves fishing, please use the subscribe button below. We're going to tackle a lot of different things this year. Really would look forward to your support. So the first thing I want to talk about with you guys is why I chose this 80-pound Minn Kota 4-Trex to put up front, and why I chose a 3-blade Kippawa prop. So yeah, I went with the 80-pound 4-Trex. I felt like, you know, being a 16-foot boat, being an all-weld, it was a little bit heavier. You know, my old goal was to bring 2 people. I did have 2 80-pound thrusts on here, so they're both 24-volt systems, so that's extra batteries. The 80 pounds is going to move a 16-foot all-well with 2 people a lot better than a 55 will. That's my biggest reason why doing it, and I went with the Kippawa prop because it's a lot better in open water. Being better in open water, I move faster and use a lot less battery. Alright, so the most important thing I did, and the first thing I did, was put the downscan imaging transducer from Hummingbird here. I've got a Helix 7 right here, just the down imaging and GPS unit. It's a combo, but you've got to make sure you have the right transducer when you're putting it on the front trolling motor. If you have the one that comes with it, the trans-mount transducer, you're going to get a ton of interference, so you got to make sure you get the right one. I didn't want to, test my luck and see if it would work. I went, spent the extra money. I think it was like $130 from Hodges Marine, and I got the right thing. And what I actually did was I ran it up the shaft here, all the way back down inside the boat. As you can see, I run it up the shaft here, and I came outside of here underneath. And why I did this is so then I could attach it to the wiring here, and I just use little zip ties all the way down here. And what it does is it then runs inside of here. Drilled about a 1-inch hole, ran my wire through here, and that way it's a nice clean setup coming right off of here, right into the recessed foot tray. I also wanted to touch on why we decided to go with the Minn Kota 4-Trex. This 4-Trex here has the lift assist built inside of it compared to like the Maxim. That lift assist is awesome. I mean, you just grab this, this thing comes right out. It is the most simple thing that I've ever used in a trolling motor. I know you can buy spare parts and put them on your other motors, Motor Guide and stuff like that, or older Minn Kotas. If you have the chance to get anything that helps you lift these things up, just with this cord, all you do is just pop it loose, and you can see how simple, with one hand here, nice and easy. I'm not even putting any effort in. It is to pick that up and put it down. That was a huge reason why I decided to go with this. I wanted to spend a little bit extra money. Them dog days when you're on the water, 8-10 hours, and God forbid you haven't caught a fish yet and you're just already frustrated. It's just nice and easy. Just pick it up and go. Definitely spend a little extra money. Get what you want first time. We also wanted a clean installation here with the foot tray, I guess power cord. This all comes in the boat. We just drilled out these old rivets. Made the connections on the inside here. Boom, nice and clean. Coming back into it, you've guys seen, or some of you have seen the recessed foot tray install video. If you haven't seen that video before, I'll leave a card right up here. That way you can see it. It was a pretty easy installation. I did have to cut through a beam. It was actually a T-beam. I was a little nervous doing it. I did not have any issues after I did it. I feel like this is pretty secure. So like I said, once I put this recessed foot tray back down in here, it felt like it kind of braced both sides where the beams used to be. I haven't had any issues standing up here using this recessed foot tray whatsoever, the pedal. I haven't felt any give or anything like that. I'm pretty comfortable, you know, saying that you're fine cutting that beam. So I wanted to touch on this mount here real quick. This is actually a ram mount. It allows you to drill holes and put your wires right underneath this mount right here. Makes it a very nice, clean install. Comes with all 4 longer screws with bolts. So I was able to get up inside the boat here, drill down, tuck my wires in here nice and clean. As you can see, it's just the wires to the unit down inside the boat, nice and clean. Bolted in, nice and strong. It's not going anywhere. Very nice, clean setup. I want to say it was like $14, $15. Definitely check this out. I'll leave a link in the description below. Got this seat at Bass Pro Shops. Nothing great about it. I mean, it's a seat. It's comfortable. You don't really sweat in it. I went and got one of these little pieces here. It holds my pliers, holds my spray, my cutters and stuff like that. What I really like about this seat right here is this button. That actually keeps the seat from flying open while you're driving. So as you can see, this button here, it keeps you from your seat flying open while you're driving. It won't go up unless that button is pushed in. As soon as you push it in, the seat opens up. So while you're driving, it's not putting a whole lot of tension on your seat. It's a nice sturdy plastic here. I can put it down, I don't have to worry about strapping in or anything and flying open while I'm driving. It's nice and perfect. As you can see, this whole front deck here is all decked out in HydroTurf. That was in the previous video along with the recessed foot tray. HydroTurf is great. Holds a little bit of water. It's waterproof. Water doesn't really saturate down into the texture here. You can get a little close-up of the texture. Water kind of just beads up on top of it. And I mean, it was, you know, 3mm sticking right behind it, which was nice to have. Very comfortable to stand on barefooted. You don't even feel it at all with shoes on. Much, much better than a regular aluminum. I actually prefer this over carpet too. So one of the biggest things you're going to notice is most of these tracker Grizzlies, so actually all of them, they only come with a deck that ends to about right here, and you can probably see the crease a little bit. What we did was we extended the deck, and what we did was we went and grabbed those, I'm not even sure what they're called, we went to Harbor Freight, my dad and I. He picked out those ramps that allow you to put the ATVs into beds of trucks, them long skinny ramps, you know, it comes with 2, and he cut them to fit inside of here perfectly. And when he did that, he just put a diamond plated sheet on top of it, turned it upside down, drilled it all together. And I'll go ahead and go down in here and I'll show you how he pieced it all together. So, you know, in case you want to extend your deck the same way, I want to say it maybe costed us like $250, $300 at most to extend this deck. And we did it 28 inches, I believe. And it also gave us the underneath storage in here as well. So I can see how the braces here were all put together. These all came with it. You know, like I said, this is your standard ATV ladder, trying to put it into the bed of the truck. And you can see the diamond plate kind of pieced together underneath it here. And they're all supported here. He made little supports on each side. He made 3 of them. And then we put our battery in here too. So we still have our underneath storage there. We actually put a light here. I don't know if you can see it. See that light turn on there? So we have that underneath it here. But like I said, both sides are bracketed. They're supported. Everything here is drilled into. Very nice and cheap. Like I said, $200, $300 at most. I have my battery here. This is going to run my depth finder. And I also have a USB plug right here to run my cameras. But normally this spot here is holding our tackle boxes. As you can see, our fish measurers here. We have our fire extinguisher up there. We have this also, we have this bracketed here, so this battery and the fire extinguisher can't move on this side. The other side is open. We also put a light out front here. If we go out real early in the morning, we have a light in the front, and then we have a light underneath. That way, in case we need to get anything, the switch is right here. Like I said, the USB right here as well. This is going to be a phone charger. It also tells us the volts of the battery down here. We have it set up pretty easy that we can just take this right here and plug it into our battery charger, that we never even have to move the battery. But we have the whole front is also done with HydroTurf, kind of just clean it up a little bit. The only bad part with the HydroTurf is you can see the screws, stuff like that, right here and all. I mean, unless you're staring at it, you honestly have no idea that they're there. So as far as the back goes, you can see here where these hinges are. That is actually the normal decking that comes with the tracker. We did the same style on the back here. Is we took some more of the diamond plate and some more of the truck bed things. I can't remember the name of them right now, I apologize. We extended the deck here. You can kind of get a closer look there of the sheet metal. We just put a handle there so we can open it up. That's where all the batteries are stored. That's where the battery chargers are stored. This is a better look of when we actually put it all together. You can see how everything was bolted together. This here he had to cut down a little bit so it fit down inside of here nice. We put some silent traction padding in here so when it drops, it doesn't drop too hard. We went with the MK44PC as a battery charger. This is going to put 10 amps to every battery. It's going to charge all 4 at one time. Got that also from Hodges Marine. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. This thing can charge all 4 of these batteries dead in probably maybe 5 hours or so. It's pretty quick. Again, we put another plate here to kind of balance everything out. Same thing here, piece of wood, put HydroTurf on it. Everything is just kind of balanced out so it fits nice and flush. As you can see it come down, fits right over. It kind of gives you a little bit more standing room in the back here than just your typical piece right here. It's not very long enough if that's the only thing you got. You know, if somebody wants to stand up and fish, they really don't have a whole lot of room. Now they can walk around a little bit more while they're fighting a fish. We also went with the 80-pound Minn Kota Traxxas in the back. Like I said, we wanted a 24-volt system. We're being in these large reservoirs here in Maryland. 24-volt system allows us to run this all day long, especially with 2. The back motor alone will push this boat with 2 people in it about 3.84 miles an hour. If I do drop the front motor and run them both at the same time on high, we're getting about 4.8 to 5.2 depending on wind direction and stuff. When I'm by myself, it's about 5.2 to 5.5. I think that's pretty outstanding for just running trolling motors. Another reason why I went with the 80-pound thrust is I wanted a little bit extra more power. This one also folds down pretty well when it's not in use. While you're driving, this front handle will collapse down. It cannot be turned on. It also will adjust up pretty easily and lock into place, which is another good thing. All around, this just became pretty much the best motor for us, trying to get things the way that we wanted it, the way that we needed it, as far as traveling, fishing, and stuff like that. 80-pound Minn Kota Traxxas. Some of the mods that we decided to do on this boat, this is actually a cup holder that is actually made inside this Versa track here. This is for tracker boats. These things just unscrew right here and they fit right down in here. And then we put some hook keepers on here. It'll hold our hard baits and stuff like that, let them dry out before we put them back in the thing. I've got them on each side here. Like I said, if I have 2 people, each person has their own, and then we have some lip grippers, you know, we run into a pike or something like that, or a snakehead. I also wanted to touch on why we decided to go with the Minn Kota Fortrex. This Fortrex here has the lift assist built inside of it compared to like the Maxim. That lift assist is awesome. I mean, you just grab this thing comes right out. It is the most simple thing that I've ever used in a trolling motor. I know you can buy spare parts and put them on your other motors, Motor Guide and stuff like that, or older Minn Kotas. If you have the chance to get anything that helps you lift these things up, just with this cord, all you do is just pop it loose, and you can see how simple, with one hand here, nice and easy. I'm not even putting any effort in. It is to pick that up and put it down. That was a huge reason why I decided to go with this. I wanted to spend a little bit extra money. Them dog days when you're on the water 8-10 hours and God forbid you haven't caught a fish yet and you're just already frustrated. It's just nice and easy. Just pick it up and go. Definitely spend a little extra money. Get what you want first time. So I'm gonna leave you guys with the question of the day. If you have a tracker, if you're looking at a tracker, what would you do different? What would you change? How would you deck your boat out? Leave it in the comments below, let me know. Look forward to really reading that. Maybe it's something that I can implement in my boat as well. Again, I thank you guys for watching. Please use the subscribe button below. Stay tuned for the next video.